Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Spiff Up. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's freaking 2018. You know, around this time, right when it was turning 2017, I was in my bedroom back in Texas. Now look what happened. A year later and I'm in Pittsburgh again. Like, it's just crazy how fast time has flown and how much stuff can change within a matter of just a year. I want to thank you guys so much for all the support. I hope you guys had an amazing new year. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Spiff, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do so down below. It's that beautiful button that says subscribe. Make sure to click it, and we're going to be recapping all of 2017 starting from January and then just working our way down month through month and why it impacted me, what's changed, what happened during the month. So without further ado, let's go to recap 2017. Okay, so really the major thing that happened in January, on the 16th, I hit 10,000 subscribers, and that was an amazing moment. I remember sitting inside of the Starbucks coffee shop, and I was just like back home in Corpus, and I was like sitting there and I was watching the live subscriber count, you know, just counting and going up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hit 10,000 in this moment. One of those moments where I was like, oh my god, like this is happening. In February, I finally got to see Kevin Garrett.
My lonely, pressed against the walls of your world, praying I catch you.
And while I was also there, I also got to be introduced to Arizona, which is another amazing band. We'll get into them later. In March, it was kind of like the turning point for me, and that was when I realized that I was ready to go back to school. I felt like my life wasn't going in the right direction, and I felt like I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't saving my money. As much as I told myself, like, oh, I'm gonna be saving my money, I won't be going to school, I'm just gonna be working pretty much like a full-time job. I was just going out a lot and just wasting my money and, you know, just kind of being a lazy bum. And I said, hey, you know what, I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to be an adult and I'm ready to do this. About mid-April, I got a brand new car. A brand new 2017 Nissan Versa. So this is my car. I got it in black. I thought it was very just sleek and very cute. It was sort of like my early birthday present to myself. I got it myself. It was kind of just like, I'm ready for a new car. If I'm gonna go back to Pittsburgh, you know, I gotta have a new car because my Pontiac G6 was like towed up. On the 28th, I packed up that damn car with my parents. We packed up my car and we took a road trip across the country, back up to Pittsburgh. And can I just say, being in the car with them for like 30 hours, non-stop, like it's 24 hours, but of course we stopped a couple times to like pump gas or get food or sleep or rest. Things start to get very intense. They're growing. So that road trip was a lot of fun, but it was also very just like, get me out of this car. So in May, on the first day of May, finally turned 21, so I was able to spend it with a lot of good friends up here in Pittsburgh. You know, it was really exciting. I got to see a lot of people that I hadn't seen in so long, and the fact that I didn't have to kind of feel uncomfortable at bars or clubs anymore. I was kind of like, I'm me, and I'm from Texas, and I'm 21 years old today. It just made me feel comfortable, and I finally felt like, okay, I belong here. So later on that week, and I got to actually see Arizona again for the second time. And this time though, it was really special because they were releasing their album and they were performing it in Pittsburgh for the first time ever. So, and then this time I actually had the balls to actually go and meet them, and they're all so nice. I will say that they are such amazing people. Also too, on May 8th, I ended up starting my summer 1 semester at Point Park, and that was like, okay, I'm starting school. So in June, I returned back to Whole Foods Market. I picked up that second job, and then I went to Pittsburgh Pride June 10th and 11th. And honestly, Pittsburgh Pride for the second year was so much better this year. I got to see Jennifer Hudson perform, which I don't really remember that performance. We're not gonna get into that. Jennifer Hudson was performing, and I just remember it was just such an amazing time. Just being with all of my friends and basically my second family. You know, I just felt like I just was a part of something huge. Okay, one of the best moments ever for 2017. So on June 17th, I got to finally see Banks for the second time. And if you guys don't know Banks, you guys need to listen to her now. I am literally obsessed with her. I found out about her probably like 3-4 years ago. She came out with a song called Waiting Game, and that was like the first song that I ever heard from her. But such a talented artist. And I also got to meet her makeup artist, Loftjet. Honestly, just seeing Banks, I lost my voice at that concert. The whole performance was amazing. I forgot, you know, how creative of an artist she is. So in July, I will probably say that was my most stressful month. I found out that I had to move out of my first apartment that I had just moved into, and I was stressing out that entire like end of June trying to find a new apartment, and finally I did, freaking out because I was like, I have so much going on right now. It was a lot, but in the end it was a good outcome. I made a lot of new friends, you know, especially living in that new apartment. I got to meet one of my good friends that we hang out all the time now, and even though I only lived in that apartment for a month, I, you know, really made some amazing roommates that, you know, have become pretty much another part of like my family. And then towards the end of July, I basically finished up my summer 2 semester. Am I keeping you interested? I hope I am. Get some popcorn, it helps. And then on August 8th, I ended up starting 2-a-days with my cross-country family. I knew a couple of them, but I didn't really introduce myself to the entire team. So we ended up going to like Ohio Pile for like 2-a-days, and we kind of just did basically like a little jog out there as well too, and just kind of just spent the entire 2 weeks just enjoying the rest of summer before, you know, the semester actually started. And then September 1st was our first cross-country meet. Being gone for 2 years and not training or anything, I didn't realize how much I was out of shape, and so just kind of like realizing like, okay, wait, I can't like base my performance off my talent anymore. Like I actually do have to like train and try, and so that was like a wake-up call. In October, my mother and grandmother actually flew out to Pittsburgh for a family weekend here at my university, and just being able to show them around town and just showing them like, you know, what the city is all about, I just felt like they needed to see it because I felt like they worried so much about me. So just being able to spend that time with them was really awesome. As you guys know, I attempted 13 Days of Halloween. That didn't really happen, but I still pulled out some really bomb looks. In the middle of 13 Days of Halloween, I ended up taking a last-minute trip. Oh, I'm moving the camera. I ended up taking a last-minute trip out to DC with my university, and that was a whole other different experience. And so I was so preoccupied with that I just didn't even have time to edit or anything. I was just exhausted by the end of the day, just sightseeing and actually being able to see DC for the second time. So we went to places like the George Washington home, where George Washington actually lived on Mount Vernon. We got to go to the Hirshhorn, which is one of the contemporary art museums in the Smithsonian. So in November, on November 4th, when I got back from DC, that following week, I had conference with my cross-country team, and we ended up placing second as a team, which meant that we qualified for the NAIA cross-country national championships out in Vancouver, Washington. So we had 2 weeks to train for that, and that was probably one of the best trips ever as far as traveling with the team out there, because one, I had never been to the West Coast, and so that was my first time actually flying out there. You know, we flew into Portland, Oregon, which is one of the spots that I wanted to go to in 2017, so knocking that off of my bucket list was like awesome, because the fact that I put that on my vision board, you know, and then like towards the end of the year it's like, oh, I'm actually going to Portland, Oregon. That was like a, you know, if you can throw it out into the universe, it's gonna happen moment. So we were out there for 5 days, just pretty amazing. Just the whole culture is a little interesting out there, and of course what you see in movies with like the gray skies and rainy weather, that's basically Portland and Vancouver, Washington. But we also got to check out like the Nike headquarters, and that was an experience itself too, because it made me want to try as an athlete so much more. Nike itself, it has honestly a good story of like how the company itself started and how they, you know, follow behind athletes that have gone through so many struggles in life and how they prevailed and made something out of themselves. So that kind of resonated with me visiting the headquarters and made me want to like become a better athlete. So of course we competed at the National Cross Country Championships, and I will just say that I competed, and we'll leave it at that. Definitely next year I will kick some ass, but for today I competed. Right after that I flew straight down to Texas for Thanksgiving to spend it with my family. Being able to spend that entire week and a half gone from like life and just being able to relax a little bit was a good little breather, and I got to just spend it with my family and relax and chill. So of course I got back and I finished out my semester in December, and I started out my finals week, and that was probably one of the most stressful times ever, because having to do essays and do exams while working was a lot. But I was finally able to kind of just sit down and study because cross-country season was pretty much over, and so I ended up passing all of my classes and A's and B's, and I tried. So today we are here, we are queer. I'm ready for 2018. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen, because, you know, so many things I feel like are gonna just go on this year, and I'm ready for it. So I hope I didn't bore you guys out with what just happened on my recap of 2017. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I love you guys so much, and I thank you all for the support, and I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen in 2018. Alright guys, I love you all so much, and I will see you next week with an all new video. Bye!